This is KGW News at noon.
And we start with extreme weather all across the Pacific Northwest. In Tillamook County, the Coast Guard is helping with evacuations at this RV park. We just got these pictures into the newsroom. Now, the RV park is between two creeks and both have flooded. The only bridge to get out is failing. The Coast Guard sent helicopters to get between 50 and 60 people out. And just minutes ago, the Coast Guard tweeted that it had already rescued 12 people and 3 dogs. And then this map shows you exactly where the RV park is. It's in the town of Neskowin, which is just south of Pacific City. KGW's Mike Benner is there. We'll have updates from him online and tonight during our evening newscasts. So here in the Portland metro area, over in Vancouver too, this camera kind of sums up the story. This is the Glen Jackson Bridge, but the rain is making the drive everywhere slow going. Those roads are wet and they are definitely slippery. Meteorologist Chris McGinnis is joining us live. He's tracking all of this for us. Chris, it's been raining all day long.
It has. It's been raining hard. There's lots of standing water, ponding on the roadways. We've had numerous crashes on the freeway. One major one, I can tell you, just cleared up in Clark County. Let's take you there with the ODOT cameras right now. You're looking at traffic coming over the Glen Jackson Bridge. If we can get to that, I'm not sure if we can, but I can tell you that the ramp from SR 14 to I-205 South has just reopened. That has been closed for about 4 hours because of an earlier crash. That is now clear. I'm happy to tell you that. Traffic on I-5 is still really heavy out of Clark County southbound this morning because of some earlier issues on the interstate bridge. There you can see traffic going through the Terwilliger curves heavy, and traffic out on the west side. This is Highway 26 out near Murray Boulevard, also running very heavy and slow, as well it should be, because there's a lot of water out there. How much? Here's a look at where we stand so far. A little math humor. You like pi? 3.14 inches unofficially at our KGW studios over the last 48 hours, and we're adding to that. We're likely to add at least another quarter to maybe a half an inch before things wrap it up this afternoon. 2.75 in McMinnville, Longview, Kelso, just shy of 2.5. Both PDX at the airport and the Pearson Field in Vancouver have picked up just shy of 2.5 inches. Again, this goes back to Wednesday night when the rainfall just started happening. We still have several more hours of steady, moderate rainfall to get through. So our computer models are still pegging another maybe 3 to 4 tenths of an inch of rain here in Portland before the rain shuts off this afternoon. When will it? Good question. Let's go ahead and look at radar over the last 3 hours. We're finally starting to see this atmospheric river, the tail end of this big moisture plume, making some eastward progress. So it's about to clear part of the extreme northwestern tip of the Olympic Peninsula, and it's now making slow but steady progress south and eastward, as our models suggested. So Brenda, I think that arrives here in the metro area around maybe 5 or 6 o'clock this evening. Yeah, in the meantime, we still have 4 or 5 more hours to go through of a sky like this. It is mild out there. It's 62 last check at PDX. Temperature's not going very far for the rest of the day. Your full forecast with a look ahead to a somewhat drier weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Oh, that sounds nice, Chris. Thank you. New at noon, we now know the name of an Oregon State trooper hurt on Highway 30. John Jeffries is in the hospital in critical condition after a fleeing suspect rammed his car. This happened around 3:30 yesterday on Highway 30 west of St. Helens. We're working to find out more about the incident, including what the suspect was wanted for. Also new today, the president and CEO of the Portland Trail Blazers is leaving. After leading the team for 9 years, Chris McGowan announced his resignation on social media today. He was in the final year of his contract and decided to pursue other options. In a statement, he wrote, "After careful consideration over the summer, I've decided to resign effective November 26th. He said, "It's been a pleasure serving our passionate fans and team partners, and I wish nothing but continued success to everyone in Rip City." Well, neighbors near a Northeast Portland Fred Meyer are angry at the grocery store. So here's the problem. It's blasting music from loudspeakers in the parking lot in the middle of the night. Fred Meyer says it's doing this to discourage illegal activity. But Alma McCarty talked to neighbors who aren't buying it.
Whether you're around the corner,
it does wake me up,
or directly across the street, It starts at about 10 o'clock.
Many living nearby the Gateway Fred Meyer on 102nd Avenue in Northeast Portland share the same thoughts about this.
It's the equivalent of torture. This is what they use in enhanced interrogation techniques and what North Korea uses on the border to psychologically torment the troops to the south.
I first heard it actually about 4 months ago, and we all heard it really loud, and all my neighbors were like, what is that sound? What is that music?
Classical music coming from these speakers late at night. Fred Meyer confirms it's a deterrent. A spokesperson for the company tells KGW News, "Our goal is to maintain a safe community in and around our stores at all times. We have recently started playing classical music outside select stores, which is intended to be a neighborhood-friendly way to discourage illegal or unsafe activities."
This is not a community-friendly exercise, if you ask me. I don't think it's helping to solve any problems whatsoever with homelessness. I think it is inhumane, cruel, and they should be ashamed.
Paul, who lives in the apartments facing this select store, shot this video to show just how loud the sound can be.
I have neighbors who are being awakened by this. It disturbs me greatly.
He's called the store and even the surveillance company supplying these devices, but the music continues despite these conversations.
A different person said that it was there to deter homelessness and drug use.
And it's irritating them. They know they're irritating everybody else in the neighborhood, and it's like they don't care. I've contacted them, they haven't responded, they haven't said anything.
Christopher Welsh doesn't hear the music all the time, living a bit further away. But when he has, he's also called PPB.
There hasn't been a solution at all. And it's a repeated thing that just keeps happening.
Portland police say they've received 7 calls about loud music in this area since October 17th, but they consider those lower priority, and the Bureau doesn't have enough officers to respond right now, even if it wanted to. Well, Governor Brown has commuted the sentences of dozens of people convicted of serious crimes as teenagers, but that doesn't automatically mean they're going to be released. They were sentenced for Measure 11 crimes. Those are the most violent, including murder, assault, and rape. But now 73 of them could be eligible for early release. A bill passed 2 years ago changed the way Oregon sentences teenagers. Now, this is not retroactive, but the governor says the inmate should be able to petition for release. The U.S. Supreme Court has even accepted recent research that teenagers in the criminal justice system should be treated differently because their brains aren't fully developed.
And the science shows a couple of things. One, that young people are more prone to impulsive, high-risk decisions. We know that they're more vulnerable to peer pressure, and we also know that they have enormous capacity for change.
But there's a lot of fear that some of these people will be dangerous if they're ever released. Our 6 o'clock show, The Story, talked with a woman whose sister was murdered by a 16-year-old boy back in the 1990s. You can see that report on KGW.com and on our YouTube page.